In the last part, this journey began in Perth, where we rolled out as a B-double heading for Kalgoorlie to load up and make a BA triple road train. And of course, everything went perfectly to plan with no hitches. Then we strapped on our big boy pants, headed off on our journey into the middle of nowhere, and that just about brings us to where we left off with our interview with the king of Coomarina Kitty. So if you're wondering what's coming up in part 2 of this big trip, come with me as I look for ET, as I share the beautiful views of the road. And of course, find out what our actual destination was and where the trucks are bound for. So strap yourself in for this emotional roller coaster and let's pick up 150 kilometers down the road from where we left off in part 1 at Capricorn Roadhouse. So here we are at Capricorn Roadhouse. It's a very big roadhouse truck stop on Great Northern Highway, just shy of Newman. At night, I don't know, I'd guess you can get 70, 80, maybe even 100 road trains in here on a super busy, or if the road was shut or something. I've seen it completely jam-packed, 3 rows back and the whole way across here, all up there, people jammed in everywhere they could go. And just earlier, at the luckiest emu in Western Australia, I reckon I missed him by about half a metre, but I'll have to go through the dash cam, see if I can find that. Let's get out of the way for old mate coming through here. No shortage of potholes in Cappy. Maybe I really am the truck stop king. Someone unnamed once said, Alex is stopping at all the truck stops. Is that accurate? I don't know, probably. So here we go, 10 minutes down the road from where I just left at Capricorn Roadhouse. Why am I here at Newman Road Train Assembly Area? Because I'm going to go on a little side quest and help one of the boys unload his 3rd trailer in Newman. It's a public holiday and he's alone. And that's something nice that we do here. All of us boys like to help one another out when we've got the time up our sleeves. Alright, here we are, ready for the side quest. Unload this, get back to my truck and get back on my way to Broome. So there we go, a little side quest completed. I'll get the words out, don't worry. I should really think about this before I start hitting record. Anyway, go for the long arduous walk back to my truck, get out a Newman hookup and live up to the reputation. Let's hit another roadhouse because I don't feel like peanut butter sandwiches for lunch. So let's cruise up to Oski. Lovely, just got a fly in my mouth. This section of road is the most beautiful and best part of this entire drive, but my camera mount did not want to play the game. So anyway, skipping over that, here's some other scenic views I got along the way. Don't worry though, on the way back down I did set it up again.
Okay, hopefully it goes down, I'll let you know.
And got some good shots. Well, we're up past Port Hedland, somewhere between Pardue and De Grey, and look at that sunset, that's going to be a banger. Dinner's cooking. Guess what? Just to mix it up, another rendang. This is brought to you by Al's fitness advice. Not really, I don't know. Just talking rubbish, that's what I do. Anyway, got 7 minutes. Let's pull the drone out and see if we can get some cool shots. And you know what? We're going to give a shout out to this drone. This thing has taken a beating. Look at this. That's from our last endeavour into the side of the old shed there. But you know what? It still flies. And it's doing me a great service. Unlike this thing, trying to get some good shots, going out there, does nothing but like to fall over and drop my other phone on my head. It's always nice. So up to here, we're well and truly over 2,000 kilometers into this trip. Everything has gone so smoothly, I couldn't have asked for a better trip. There's been no mechanical issues, no flat tires, no chains or straps have come loose, nothing's rattled out of place. You really couldn't ask for a better trip than this, to be honest, because when it comes to transport, things can change so quickly. So we take the good when we can get it, and we get to sit back and just enjoy the view. Which now brings us to our stop for the evening. This is either a completely black screen or we're just looking up at the stars. In any case, I'm having a grand old time. Whew. We're just short of Sandfire. Pulled up for the night. Been a solid day. Not bad, considering we had the little side quest. Still managed to knock out 1100 odd Ks today. Leaves us about 3.5 hours from here. Sandfire off to Broome in the morning. I wish that come through. I have no idea if that does. It's one of the best things about being out here though. A clear night and just looking at the Milky Way and all the stars. It's unreal. Anyway, that's the end of day 3 and my ramblings for the day. Alright, day 4. This creepy, muggy mist. It's not really creepy. Just looks cool in the lights though. Get some ET music going. Anyway, all looking good. Let's push on for the final push into Broome. Now would you look at that? The camera mount held itself in position for this one. It's a shame that this is one of the more boring parts of the drive. But that's all part of the game, so we just roll with whatever comes as it comes. Anyway, as you're about to see, things started moving pretty fast once we made it up to Broome, up the top of Western Australia here. Alright, so here we are in Broome. Getting ready to unload. Use that little bit of a loop to give ourselves a better angle. Alright, now to back that off, that probably went upside down, but anyway, can't film it, but let's just let you use your imagination. I reversed it off. Now this one. So we got our working platform here to work with. Alright, that's the second one unloaded. So just got to unload the A-trailer and pack this up, we're good to go. That ankle really helped. Whew, it's a little bit warm up in Broome town at the moment. Definitely feeling it. One more to unload and put onto that trailer there for the next leg going to Kununurra. Whew, and just like that, A-trailer stacked up on there. Cruise around in our yard to the other side, get my dog trailer. And I think we're going down to Port Hedland. Pick up a third trailer. I wasn't joking when I said things started moving fast once I got to Broome. I got there, they were expecting me, and we just got into it. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to film too much of the unloading and unstrapping, unchaining, whatnot. Yeah, that's just part of the game too, I guess. When people are there giving you a hand and there's other things to do, you can't sit around and go set up cameras and do all of that sort of thing. But that's all good. We got there, we got it done, and I got a cool little video of this water that was over the road leading out of Broome. So, just a little update. I don't really know what happened. We got unloaded. We stacked our A-trailer up on the lead there. Put them back together, put a ute on the back to head back to Perth. Now we're gonna head over to Port Hedland, pick up a third trailer. I also don't know what happened with this. Hold on. Let's do this without dropping everything. Some fat guy just seemed to take over in me. So now I have 3 sandwiches and a burger. It's crazy. Went in there, walked out with that. Gotta give it to Sandfire though. Came through with the goods. They upped the deal until it was too good to say no. 3 sandwiches for $8. Thank you very much, Sandfire. There we go, lunch sorted for tomorrow. Forget the microwave meals. Just a quick little update. Absolute tragedy has happened. We dropped one. Still good value, but I'm a little devastated about that, not gonna lie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of day 4. Oh, I don't know how many kilometers I've done today, but when I looked at the trip computer before, the end of day 4, we're sitting around 3,600 kilometers so far. Tomorrow, as I say, head into Port Hedland. We're not too far now. I'm just outside Pardue. I don't know what I'm talking about when I do these things. I don't know if it's obvious. This is not scripted. This is just me talking off the top of my head, rambling stuff out. So yeah, if it doesn't make sense, well, that's because I don't make sense. Anyway, I think we'll do a little flash forward because no one wants to see me doing a little walk around checking everything in the morning on this. So we'll do a little teleport to Port Hedland. Little handing. Boop, boop. So here we are at the Great Northern Highway Great Racetrack apparently, and side tipper storage area. So this is Port Hedland Road Train Assembly Area. You can see some big jiggers. No shortage of quads up here. Anyway, we made our way down from Pardue this morning. Gonna drop my 2 trailers here. I found another trailer over there. I'm gonna grab that, bang it together, make a triple, then launch it. Heading back for Perth. All right, this beautiful green to match my ugly little load. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one. Not as pretty as I like it, but you get that. Oh, someone's going to have a bad day. Or someone had a bad day. Probably should find somewhere to throw that, I guess. Some poor bugger's gonna come in and run that over and, oh my gosh, probably do a tyre. We'll figure it out, we'll put it somewhere. So here's a little tidbit for you playing at home. You look at these, this trailer is on airbags. It's obviously sat here for a while, so it's nice and low. I just released the trailer brake, pump a bit of air into it. Yeah, if you don't do that, what happens is your tyres just rub and rub and rub, and they either go bang or you get some nice little grooves in them. See, this the airbags slowly pumping up. It's an easy trap for people. Get a little bit impatient. They take the handbrake off or take the park brake off and they go to go, but they haven't given it time to pump up. That can be problematic. Alrighty tidy, there's our triple. Let's see where we get to, eh? No video of hooking up, got a bit lazy. Just wanted to get it done. But, onwards and upwards. And would you look at that, the camera mount stayed in place when I gave it a second crack at trying to film Mangina Gorge. Although it did fall down at the best bit. But, have a look at this before we got there. It's still pretty nice. It is a really scenic area to drive through. And not too much further down the road from where we started this morning, maybe a casual 600 odd kilometers from where we started, we pulled into Capricorn roadhouse again and topped up with a little bit of diesel. And our American friends are complaining when it's $5 a gallon. Have a look at that, $3.25.9 a litre in Australia at the moment. And I'm pulling 3 trailers, so it's going to be a thirsty trip. A little later. Tell you what, people, if you can recognize this from another video, I'll be impressed. If you don't, you need to go back and watch my other videos to figure out what that little white container is here at Q. Been a busy day. Just shy of 1,200 kilometers. Not as much as I would have liked, to be perfectly honest. Probably a bit over 14 hours, just shy of 1,200 kilometers so far. Would have liked to get a little bit further, but it's the name of the game, nature of the beast. Anyway, time to go in, have a little feed, have a shower, maybe toddle up the road. Otherwise this is going to turn into Al's food reviews again. So that's the end of day 5, we'll call it. let's see where day 6 takes us. Oh, somebody wants my breakfast burger from Payne's Fine. Hey, little fella. Oh, well, at least the two of us can have breakfast. So yeah, day 6, home stretch. Just enjoying the sights and get to it. Next stop, Woburn. All right, here we are at Woburn, ready to. I'm going to drop my back to get this dolly, go put it away in the back corner over there, get this trailer, go bang it onto that one, then come back, get these two, take them back to Perth. For you, those of you playing at home that know Woburn and are looking at me wondering why I've parked the wrong way in the triple bay, it's pretty much so I can immediately go down there, drop my dolly, come straight back up, hook onto that, and then these are going to be out of the way anyway, so they'll be out of the way. And all in all, it's still nowhere near as inconvenient as I mean, you got to appreciate, you got to stop to take a minute and appreciate dropping a trailer smack bang in the middle of the hookup area. It's good. I mean, so are they. Who doesn't love a good hookup area? Fun, fun, fun. Alright, let's get to it. So first order of business when we're about to tow just a dolly on its own. Get down here. Turn off the tap, the brake tap, and leave just the air supply on. That way the brakes aren't going to go and jump along. If we undo our air, get my focus here. Then we undo our air lines, legs, pin last. Alrighty, that's our dolly there. So unhook that, go around, spin around, chuck this trailer on the front of the other one, then hook back up to a double with the ramps and launch it out of here. So that's how you know you're getting closer to the city. It gets exponentially more annoying on Channel 40. Well, that's still 3 hours out of the city. So can tell you something for nothing. Once we're within 1 hour, that thing's getting switched off. Well, $3,532.07 to fill up a bit over 1,000 litres. That's rough. Whew. There we go, 6 days, 5,241 kilometres. Probably a touch more. I don't think I turned that on until I fueled up on my way out, but I also have a terrible memory, so who knows. Anyway, decent little run. And that is a wrap. Made it back. Whew. Just dropped the legs, undid the back trailer, go put my dolly away, drop this somewhere where they can unload it, and that is a wrap.